Hey, this is Mike. I'm here at Conway Ford, Conway, South Carolina, and I'm checking out a new 2015 Ford Taurus SEL. Now the SEL trim level is not at the very bottom, but it's next to the very bottom trim level, and you'll see that even at that trim level you have a massive amount of features. Really comfortable car, has plenty of room. This one is in the magnetic color, and which is kind of like a gray color. It also has the aluminum wheels, 18-inch aluminum wheels painted, four-wheel disc brakes. But it is a pretty good size. I would say it's a full-size sedan as far as my standards, but I don't know how they classify it. It does have the halogen projector headlights up here, and you do have some daytime running lights, LED accents there. And yeah, these may not be LED. I'm not really sure exactly what those are, but they are a running light there. Alright, and you can see the styling. It's nice, rounded off, round shape, smooth, classy look. It's not too flashy. It's one of those type of cars. So let's take a look here at the passenger side. There's the inside of the passenger door. And it does have some stitching of soft material there, and pretty much almost everything is very soft to the touch. Even up here you do have that metallic accent there. Bottle holder in the door as well. A combination of power and manual adjustments there on the seat. See, the dash design is very sleek and classy. This one has cloth seats, gray. Let's take a look here in the glove compartment. It is a lockable glove compartment, felt lined, illuminated glove compartment. There's like a metallic surface there. Let's take a look at the back seats here. There's the inside of the back door, is just as nice as the front. And here in the back seats, we have, you know, the nice super leg room. Even with the front seat all the way back, you can see it has massive amounts of leg room, and the seat is very good size, very comfortable seat. It does have an armrest there with some cup holders, and the cup holders have this removable liner to where you can take this out, clean it, put it back in, which I really enjoy that. Sometimes it's hard to clean out cup holders. The other way, there's a power supply there. You do have vents for the rear passengers. And so I have this vehicle running, and there's a couple small nitpicky complaints, I would have to say. One is that besides your key, now you can't open up the trunk with a key, but the button for opening up the trunk is on this side, so it's kind of in the middle of the vehicle, so either the driver or passenger side you have to reach in quite far to reach it. But that's just my preference. So here in the back, it has the quasi dual exhaust for the 3.5 liter engine that has 288 horsepower. So you can see it does have the dual exhaust. It's not true dual exhaust, they call it quasi dual exhaust, so I guess it at one point goes through a single pipe. Alright, it is a flex fuel vehicle. Also, if you don't know what that is, I have a video on that if you want to look it up. These little circles are the backup parking sensors, so when you're backing up it'll beep at you and get your attention so you don't run into something. And also you can, under here, underneath the Ford oval, is hidden your backup camera lens. So it does have a backup camera. So let's take a look in here. Massive trunk, plenty of room, and this center part is recessed. You can really put a good size luggage or whatever you want to put in here. And this does lift up, and it does have a donut spare tire. and some vehicles do not have a spare tire, so it's good that this one has. So when you're shopping for vehicles, make sure you at least know whether you have a spare tire or not, because you don't want to find out on the side of the road on a Saturday night when you're out of town somewhere. Alright, it does have heated side mirrors. Let's take a look under the trunk. Under the hood. Check out the 3.5 liter V6. And it's a pretty good size engine. It's no joke here. There's the latch. Kind of have to reach in a little bit, move it over. And it's not covered up with plastic too much. It's right there. You can actually see the engine. I really like that. Smooth running engine, plenty of power, 288 horsepower, that's pretty impressive. Naturally aspirated engine. Alright. So let's take a look inside. Alright, so let's take a look at the driver's door. It is basically a mirror of the passenger side, except for it has a few more buttons. You still have the bottle holder, the storage pocket, the speaker there. There's the handle, the door lock controls are recessed in here. Plenty of room here to put your arm while you're sitting in the vehicle for sure. Power windows, only the driver's window is the power up and down. You do have the ability to adjust your side mirrors with the power controls there. And same thing on this side, it does have a combination of power seat and manual adjustments. There's your headlight controls. So basically you can have your headlights off, parking lights, headlights, and then automatic. It'll just automatically cycle on and off. Your dimmer switch control is here, so you can adjust your interior lighting there. Alright, so let's take a look in here. My arm, plenty of room for my arm, plenty of room for my legs. Super roomy interior on this vehicle. Very comfortable. The seats are comfortable. The center console is a little wide, a little bit high, so it does. There's some slight interference there with my knee, but really it is dished out down here, so you know, it's not too bad when you have your knee like that. So, all right, so let's take a look at the steering wheel. It is a leather wrap steering wheel with some stitching on the inside, and you know, it does have the bolsters here, the thickness here for to get a good grip when you're sliding the steering wheel like that. And there's a bunch of buttons here on the steering wheel, and down here is your cruise control. On this side is your volume button, toggle switch, seek through the stations for your radio, your Bluetooth phone, hang up, answer calls, stuff like that. Also, you have a voice recognition system that is awesome as a safety feature. It keeps your hands on the wheel, eyes on the road. You're able to change stations, answer, receive calls, all kinds of cool stuff with the voice recognition. Definitely recommend that. And so basically you have two pads here, left and right. All right, so the pad here on the right controls the radio screen, so I can scroll through and choose the basically the input that I want. So say basically the Sirius satellite radio, and I've got AM FM option there. I also have the CD, and let me scroll back down, sync media. So basically you can you know, play different media as far as the USB and auxiliary inputs. Also, you can sync your phone to where you have a ability to not only make and receive calls, but also play music off of your phone wirelessly through the Bluetooth system. So all those cool stuff there is controlled with this button. Now this button on the left is between your gauges. There's a screen there that controls that, and you can see your gauges are easy to read, well laid out, simple. You have your miles per hour on the right, your RPMs on the left, fuel gauge, and you can see it's very low on fuel, so it's giving me a warning indicator there. And then so your center screen is a like a blue background, very easy to read, soft to the eyes, easy on the eyes screen. It just gives you a little bit of information here. You can go into, this is your main menu, so I'm pushing left, there's no options to the left. So I can scroll through the main menu and go into my trips, fuel economy, and information, and then settings. Alright, so in the trips, you can go here, push OK, and so basically you got trip 1 and trip 2, and it'll give you how many miles you drove, plus your average fuel economy, that kind of stuff. Fuel economy, you can get a real, like a exact mile distance empty, that's estimated, but the instant fuel economy is basically exactly what you're getting in that moment when you're driving. Average fuel economy, this is, the vehicle needs more than 9 miles to get more of a better idea of what it is. So I'm going to go back out of that, and then you can go in the information, and it'll give you information about your keys, which keys in there, how many keys are made, and then you've got your coolant temperature there, and it'll alert you if there's anything out of spec there. So it's not anything that you would have to be concerned about. All right, so that's basically the main features there. Anything that it has to tell you, it will pop up automatically. So like say if you have a low tire, or if a engine's getting hot, or anything that's out of range, even with low fuel, it's letting me know that it's low on fuel, so it will pop up. Plus you do have a digital compass there. You can see where it says the letter E, and that's letting me know that I'm facing east. And then the 9 miles, that's the odometer. Windshield wipers controls, and your dimmer switch is here. It does have a more of a traditional key. Let me show you what the key looks like. It does have remote start, which I did not demonstrate because it is low on fuel. But you're able to lock and unlock, remote start the vehicle, also open the trunk with the key. And but once you get in once you start the vehicle with a remote start, you still have to take the key and put it in the ignition and turn. You don't have to start it, but you just have to turn the ignition on. So keep that in mind. All right, so a little bit more on the radio here. Just want to point out it has actual buttons here on the left and on the right. So you got your presets there on the right, and also you can also dial numbers using that keypad. Like say it's for your phone, so you can dial up a particular number and call out with that keypad there. And on the left, your satellite radio, CD, your different options there. You can adjust your sound, you can adjust your clock, all that good stuff. And of course this pad right here is basically similar to that one, to where you can go into the screen in a different way. You do have a volume button on this side, tune to the stations there on the right, pretty traditional there. Your CD player is right in here. Here's to eject the CD player. Your four-way flashes are located there. And your climate control buttons, your controls here, it is a dual zone. So like say your passenger can adjust their temperature separate from yours. You can adjust your fan speed, where you want the air to blow, and your air conditioning and defrosters all there. It does have an automatic mode where you can just set the temperature and roll with it. Alright, so here is a little storage pocket and a power supply. So that's another power supply, 12 volt. Here's a kind of a storage pocket here, and what kind of resembles a little bit of a cup holder in there. I guess a small cup. Let me show you there. And I guess this thing is for like a small phone or something. That's my other gripe with this vehicle. I'll show you I'll tell you in a second. Not really the best places to put phones in this vehicle. Alright, so here's the shifter, and so basically, moving it back to reverse is going to pop up this the backup camera here. It is a smaller screen. You can get a larger screen on the other trim levels, but this is the kind of the smaller screen, and it is telling me that the rear parking aid is on. So all that will pop up there when you put it in reverse. So now if I'm backing up, I can not only look in the screen, but also it will alert me if somebody's behind me. any kind of anything back there. I can also continue down to neutral, drive, and then it has this sport mode which tells the car that basically I want to get the highest performance out of the engine and forget about fuel economy. And also, if I wanted to, I can change to the gears up and down with this button here. Now, this is usually useful for downshifting if you're going down a steep grade or something like that, but that you do have some ability to change the gear ratio if you need to. It is a 6-speed automatic transmission. So opening this up reveals pretty good sized cup holder here. It is manually adjustable with the centerpiece. So basically you can put it a little bit here or a little bit there or in the center, and basically make one side bigger than the other. So that's pretty neat. So look, that kind of reminds me, if I'm getting in the vehicle and I don't have a kind of an old out-of-date phone, I've got a modern big phone, and so there's my cell phone there. So basically, if I were to take the phone and get in the vehicle, that's not really the best. I can't really fit it in there. It's not really, I guess I can put it like that. It's a little bit awkward. In here, it doesn't fit this way. So like it looks like there's a place for a phone, but putting the phone in doesn't fit. And put it there, it kind of flops over. This isn't going to work because the shifter's in the way. So really, when I get in this vehicle, I don't really have a good place to put my phone. I mean, it's just really kind of strange there. Now I wonder if that would work if I were to lift that up and then prop it there, and as long as I don't take off very fast, that might stay. I'm not sure, but it is covering up some of the controls. But that's interesting. But anyway, that's kind of my dilemma with the size phone I have, and a lot of people have the size phone. And you can't just set it here because it slides around and all that stuff. So anyways, you do have some storage space in here underneath the the armrest, center armrest. And so basically you got this little tray, and then you got this place to put some junk. And you do have your auxiliary input line in, a power supply in there, and a USB port. And it is carpeted or felt lined. I guess I could put my phone in there, not very accessible though. So that's my two gripes: the cell phone, place to put a cell phone, and the trunk opener kind of more in the center of the vehicle. It'd be nice to open up the vehicle and just kind of push a button here to access the trunk, but not really. You really got to stretch in here to reach that button to get access to the trunk. So that's just kind of my 2 cents there. It does have an auto dim rear view mirror that will self adjust depending on if there's bright lights behind you. There's a sensor in the middle. You can't really see it, but there's a sensor in there. You do have these tap lights in case you need a quick reading light. Place to put your Hollywood sunglasses. Well, not really Hollywood, kind of small sunglasses it looks like. The visor has mirrors and lights in them. Same thing on that side. But the comfort and roominess and engine power and smooth ride is pretty awesome in this vehicle. So that's those are huge pluses in my book. Let's see what the back rear view looks like. Alrighty, there you have it. 2015 Ford Taurus SEL. If you have any experience with this vehicle, let me know in the comments. Anything that I got wrong, anything that I missed, didn't explain properly, or didn't explain at all, let me know in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Trying to improve improve as much as I can every day. Also, if you could, I do not work for Conway Ford. I like Conway Ford, but I do not work for them. I work for you. So if you could send me a tip, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me cover my expenses in giving you this information online. So if you could, I'd appreciate it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thank you, Conway Ford, for allowing me to show off some awesome cars. See you next time.